Welcome to the Monday Night Showdown. Exciting matchup today. I am beyond. I got to keep repeating my words. Excited. We've got the best of the best. The Ravens versus the Chiefs tonight. And I've got the two ambassadors here that represent them for Fan to Fan Network. If you're not following Fan to Fan Network, head on over to fantofannetwork.com. Bookmark the page for all the latest news and notes surrounding your team with all of the top ambassadors for every NFL team. I'm beyond excited to have us joining us. Guys, Ryan Tracy from the Chiefs and Joe Newbo from the Ravens, and we're going to battle it out. So let's see who comes on first. I see Ryan Tracy on here. Ryan, what is going on, man? Your team is on tonight. How pumped are you?
They're really excited, and so am I. I think this is, I've been saying it all week. This is the highlight of the first half of the NFL season in my mind. Power on power, speed on speed, and two quarterbacks that you just can't get enough of.
I can't get enough of these guys, man. I'm beyond excited. And where's Joe? I want to introduce Joe here.
Yes, sir. In the house, Ravens flock. Let's go.
Oh, he's bringing the energy. You sound almost like Carolina's Big Cat there. I like
I'm not to that level yet.
You're working. Everybody's ramping up here. So I want to get to this here. So we've got a debate here. Two amazing quarterbacks, and I've sat about and I thought about this matchup. And again, I'm not an expert like you guys on these teams specifically, but I honestly thought about this, and here's my verdict on this, okay? You've got two almost equally as high-octane offenses, but I'm going to give it to the Chiefs there because I think their offense is better. But then you've got a defense which outweighs, the Ravens defense outweighs the Chiefs. So yes, Casey's got a better offense, but I think they even out with the defense. So it's very evenly matched here. So I'm going to give the edge due to the better defense for the Ravens, and I don't know if they can. I think they can somewhat neutralize that offense. So that's my thought. So Ryan, what do you think of that? I'm kind of saying Ravens here. Does this make sense, or are you totally sold that the defense can stay in the game with the Chiefs? Keep them in the game.
Yeah, as a unit, I think the Ravens defense is probably the better unit. Definitely Chiefs are going to play some young guys. They're going to play some guys that have some obstacles to being, at their optimal performance. But that said, you're still talking about a better defense playing what I think is a stronger offense, and more importantly, one that's able to strike quicker. I think if the tempo stays low, it's definitely in the Ravens' court. And if it gets to the point where it becomes frenetic and the defenses aren't keeping up, I think that plays into Mahomes and the Chiefs.
What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, no, I agree with what Ryan said, man. On paper, I think we do have the better defense. I'm not expecting for us to stop Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs because that's just impossible. All I want to see is our defense make a play or two to give us an extra possession. If we can get that to happen, if we can make that happen, then I have a good feeling about this game, man. But yeah, obviously two amazing offenses. We do things in different ways. The Chiefs tend to pass a little bit more, and we do tend to run the ball a little bit more. So it's both explosive offenses, but both in different ways. But yeah, I think that the main matchup to watch here is going to be our defense versus that Chiefs offense. Can we make a play? When we need it to happen, can we stop them when we need to? Can we not allow fourth down passes to happen just like we did in the past two games? We can't see that anymore. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how our defense performs against their offense.
Anything is possible, honestly, but I feel like I want to get the popcorn out, get the beer, chill out, relax. I actually it's like Christmas Eve. I want to get excited, New Year's Eve, whatever. I want to sit down. I'm excited about this game, but I got to ask both of you, and I want both of your opinions on this. Is there any there's always a chance, but I want to get, if this could actually happen, is there a chance that a team could just run away with such a massive lead and just blow the other team out? Or do you think with absolute certainty that this is going to be a close, exciting game? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm not going to say it's impossible, because it's the NFL. Anything can happen at any given time. But yeah, I am expecting a little more of a closer game. Both of the games that we have played where Mahomes and Lamar are there, they've ended up, super close games. The first one in Lamar's rookie season, I think it ended 33-30, if I'm not mistaken, and the Chiefs ended up winning that one in OT. And then last year, we ended up losing, I think, 33-28. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan. I don't remember the exact score. But both of these games were close. The second game, I would say the Chiefs did look more dominant, and we just had a chance to come back at the end, but we didn't make the comeback happen. So this time, we finally get you guys in Baltimore. You're coming to the bank. We no longer got to go over there to Arrowhead. So there's those factors that you got to think about. But yeah, I am expecting a close game. I don't think that either team will necessarily pull away. I would be kind of surprised if this is a more than one score game, to be honest with you.
What about you, Ryan? Is there a chance that the Chiefs could blow out the Ravens, or you don't see that happening in this game? You would know the great game script better than anybody else.
It's difficult for me to say that it's likely, but like Joe said, they are going to the bank, but they're going to the bank to get paid. So I won't rule it out. And I will say this. You can ask the Niners, you can ask the Texans, you can ask the Chargers last week. If anybody feels like they're getting ahead, it ain't over. It ain't over till it's all over. So that's what it all comes down to. For me, I think it is going to be back and forth. I do see it as a one-score game at the end of the day. Got some news here coming out within the last 20 minutes that starting right guard Andrew Riley is not going to play. It looks like he is hospitalized, possibly with appendicitis. And I've been through that myself. That ain't fun.
No.
So that's going to shift the game plan a little bit. It's going to make it a little bit more easy for the Ravens defense to attack the B gap on the right-hand side, which forces Mahomes to roll left. We all know that he can do things out there, but it does make things a little bit more difficult.
That's a good point here. Now, I was already concerned about Clyde Edwards-Helaire for this game anyway against the Ravens rush defense. How is he going to hold up? Do we expect a big game out of him, or he's going to be completely neutralized?
I do think he is going to have a decent game, but I think it's going to be in the passing attack. I think you're going to see a lot of play action that they're not actually going to hand it to him. We all know that still works just by the threat of running the ball. And I think they're going to dump it to him, especially if they get what I expect to be a pretty uber aggressive Ravens defense early in the first quarter, try and stymie the Chiefs offense and get him in a hole.
Ryan, I'm also concerned here about his ability around the goal line. We saw him get stuffed week 1, and then I actually saw, I don't know which week it was. It must be, obviously last week because he only played 2 weeks. Darwin Thompson coming out. Are they going to use Darwin near the goal line? Are they concerned a little bit about Clyde Edwards-Helaire around that goal line?
I don't know if they're concerned. I think it's a learning curve. I think both of them being the diminutive type guys, they can squeeze through what are smaller gaps on the offensive line this season. It's built to be a zone rush. When they get into short yardage, they have a little bit trouble converting. They have a bigger back in Darrell Williams, who will be back tonight. They'll give him a look too. But again, you want to slice him off tackle. Going up in the A gaps is a smaller man's role on this team. Yeah. And I'm hoping that Clyde has got his act together and he's going to actually do what he does. It's going to be on the left-hand side now because of this right guard situation. But that A gap is where I'd run.
How about Joe? What about you, man? We see a lot of options here at running back. We see Ingram getting the ball. We get Dobbins getting the ball. Who's going to get the ball this week, and who's going to be the main running back on the team this week, please?
Well, I know that you want an answer, Joe, for fantasy purposes, but
yes.
I don't have one for you right now. I'm expected more of what we did last week, the three-headed trio, the three-headed rushing attack of Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, and J.K. Dobbins to get in every now and again. The thing with J.K. Dobbins, man, is he only got 2 carries last week, and he took him for 48 yards. Right. So that tells you a lot about that he's making, lemonade out of lemons. He's not getting a lot of carries just yet, but he's still going out there and making the most out of his carries that he's getting. And Ingram, I said that I would expect him to get a lot less carries as the season goes on.
Right.
And Gus Edwards was actually the leading rusher last week. He had 10 carries. So I expect a lot more than that. A lot more of those 3 running backs getting the ball, especially with the Chiefs defense having trouble stopping the run quite a bit, having trouble with the missed tackles. I would definitely expect more of a trio of the running backs. See, because we use Gus Edwards as like that in the second half. We used him a lot in the second half because he's that big bruising, north-south runner that always falls forward. So I could definitely see us using him a lot more in the second half of tonight's game. In the first half, you'll probably see Ingram. I imagine J.K. Dobbins will get in there as well. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking there.
We got some bad energy coming in here from Big Chung's in here. He says Lamar Jackson's going to get hurt in this game. He's calling it. Okay. He's also saying Mahomes is going to make Lamar his bitch. What are your thoughts on that, Joe?
Yeah. His name is Big Chungs. What more do I need to say there? You know what I mean?
There you go.
But I expect it. Everybody's waiting for Lamar to get hurt. Hasn't happened yet. And as long as he doesn't get hurt, he's going to continue to shit on everybody's defense. So just, enjoy.
All right, guys. I won't hold you too long here because I got to go get my popcorn ready. Got to get the beer ready. Going to go chill out. Got to get the surround sound set up. Where are you watching the game, Joe? Do you have a nice setup at home?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be doing live commentary on my YouTube channel. So, make sure you guys check that out. I'm going to be doing it right here at my desk, watching it on stream. because I don't have cable. So yeah, watching it on stream and doing live commentary.
How about you, Ryan? What are you doing? Are you going live on your radio show, or are you going to be watching this game fully?
I'll be live on ESPN Kansas City until right about kickoff, and then I'll watch the game myself. I'll be live later on the Locked On Chiefs podcast, as well as RGR Football. And I'm looking forward to breaking this down. There's going to be a ton of plays in this game, one way or the other, so there's going to be plenty to talk about.
Listen, I know you got to go. Can I get the final score prediction for this game? Any last thoughts that we need to know or look for in this game? Anything about this game you want to break down in the final score, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Look for Marcus Peters to be Marcus Peters, especially against this team. He's picked Mahomes before. He wants to do it again. It's going to be a battle out there, I think. And do you move Tyreek Hill out there to try to take advantage of him deep and that kind of thing? I think it's a chess match between Marcus and Patrick. Patrick's going to try to bait him a little bit too. The two of them are very good at looking one way and doing something else. So I think that's going to be really interesting. L'Jarius Sneed is a guy that I broke down on RGR Football this week on YouTube that actually has a lot of traits like Marcus Peters. So you could see a little bit back and forth in the turnover category there. But I think it's going to be really tight. I'm really interested to see the crowd noise, to tell you the truth, how much is pumped in and how much the families make there. It might give a little bit of an edge. We all know that it's not what it used to be, but a little bit of noise goes a long way. So I think it's going to be really tight. I'm calling it Chiefs 31-30.
All right, I like that. How about you, Joe? Final prediction on that score?
Yeah, so I'm about the same. I would say probably 30-27 Ravens. I feel good about the Ravens, man. What's interesting about this game is that we're not really going heavy with the defensive linemen. We just found out today that we were expecting Justin Matabuke to be making his debut tonight, but he's not going to. And we're also sitting down Broderick Washington, who was like a 5th-round defensive lineman pick there. So we're going heavy in the secondary. We just brought up, I believe, Terrell Bonds and Jordan Richards from the practice squad. So we're going very heavy in the secondary. I'm sure we're expecting a passing game from these Chiefs, as always. So, yeah, definitely look out for this secondary matchup, man, against these receivers. That's what I'm really looking forward to. And, yeah, we just can't make mistakes, man. Got to play, 60 minutes of football, baby. That's really what it's all about.
Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you guys being on Monday Night Showdown here. There's your breakdown from two of the top best guys out there as influencers for the respective teams. Thank you guys for being here. Joe, Ryan, I appreciate you. And, man, oh, man. I'm excited about this one. It's going to be a blockbuster. Thank you, guys. Sure. Ryan, appreciate you, man.
Have a good night. Enjoy the game, everybody.
All right, we're out, guys. Joe, appreciate you as well, man. We'll talk soon.
Let's go, Flock.
Let's go. We're out. Guys, thanks for being here. Subscribe. Leave your comments.